Welcome to Caratuti, a place for all things artistic. This is Ingrid Carlson, and today we are working on day 4 of our Bible writing plan. If you haven't gotten your copy yet, again, all of the information will be posted down below. Here is a quick recap of what we've worked on already. So we've done the construction of the book, the cover, day 1, day 2, day 3, and then the prayer, and here is the soap system. And I have to tell you guys that I am so excited to be working on this page. I think that the cookbook is super cute and vintage and all, but it just does not go with the floral aesthetic, and every time I opened up the book, that's what I saw, so I'm so excited to be covering this side up. What do you think? Are you a big fan of all the 70s vintage stuff with the browns and oranges, or are you more of a pink girl like me? So the dry glue has bit me again, and I totally messed this up and put it on crooked, but it was too late. Once I put it down, it instantly stuck. This glue tape, the double-sided tape, is really, really strong. I usually only use it for book binding or if I need something to like really stick, but I wasn't thinking and I just grabbed it and did it, and you really can't tell when you're looking at it, and I'm able to fix it on the other side, so it worked out okay. But the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking that maybe wet glue is the way to go sometimes. I know that I keep grabbing the florals, but they just catch my eye, and Nanda has my heart with her aesthetics. She loves florals and pinks and stuff like I do, so it's very easy to find a beautiful design in here. I am just trying to find a piece that is going to go at the bottom where I messed up and didn't go all the way down to the bottom where you can see there in the brown. And I think this black and white goes well because it's kind of acts like a neutral, but it gives it a little pop of color as well, if that makes any sense at all. Well, I guess it's not really a pop of color, but a pop of contrast. So I'm just gonna eyeball it here, which totally doesn't ever fail, especially right now when I clearly cut this very crooked. But it's okay, because in the end, it just adds to the charm and aesthetic of my book. I was going to put some masking tape on this piece to make it a flip up, and then I remembered that I had this Tim Holtz fabric washi tape, I guess it is, and so I'm definitely going to use that up top. I was concerned at first because I thought it was going to add too much bulk, but it kind of like melts into itself after a little bit if you just burnish it down, and it actually worked perfectly. You can either use this tip to have a thinner tape like I'm doing here for aesthetics, or to double your product. So instead of using 2 pieces, you can just use 1. Okay, I need to know, does anybody else struggle getting these pieces to come apart? It's like so hard even with nails, right? I feel like sometimes when I work haphazardly and not overthink what I'm doing, I get better results. And that's the case with this spread. As you saw just then, I just grabbed the papers, ripped them, and put them together without a second thought. Whereas other times when I think about it, I overthink and then try to be too perfect. I knew I wanted to add some stitching, and so I added this little piece of fabric so that I can add some stitching to the page, and I think that it was a really sweet touch to the layout. When I first grabbed this floral design, I don't know what I was thinking to lay a floral on top of a floral, and I hesitated for a minute thinking that's going to be weird, but I went with my gut, and I'm so glad I did because I think that it came out really nice. I guess it's kind of like when you mix different patterns with clothing, how sometimes it just works. What's your thoughts on this? I think though that in order to pull this off, I needed a neutral in the background to kind of give it a little bit of separation. And so I was looking for some kind of ledger paper or note card or something like that. Something with writing, but that it wasn't so in your face. I tried this ticket, but it was a little too loud to work because you could really read the text, and I wanted something that was a little more subdued. I ended up finding the perfect piece in my ephemera, and it just kind of melted the background. I kept in this process so that you could see that I toyed with different ideas because I was second guessing the floral. And so I was thinking maybe a silhouette would look better. At first I liked those two girls, then I put another girl up, a single, and ultimately I just went with my gut, with my first instinct. And I guess while we're on the theme of overdoing patterns and adding an extra pattern in, why not add some more florals in there? But somehow it just works. I love this spread when it was done, and I hope that you do too. What are your thoughts on mixing so many different patterns? Does it work, or do you like more of a minimal style? I had a little scrap of this Edith Holden book that I had been hoarding. I think I was going to use it in a project and never did, and so it wound up in my little scrap pile, and I pulled it out because here I'm using it as my neutral to kind of ground that floral. And what's a floral without a sweet little butterfly? Here I am adding more of that ledger paper that I've used, and this was a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I think I'm going to be able to use it probably throughout the whole book because I'm only using little bits and pieces, but I'm going to use it here to write out my Bible verse. Today's Bible verse was Ephesians 2:5. Even when we were dead in sins, hath quickened us together with Christ. By grace ye are saved. I love the way that the spread came out, and I love that Bible verse even more. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, on both actually. And enjoy. Don't forget to go check me out on Instagram if you don't already. I try to post over there once a day as well as some stories that kind of see behind the scenes of my life. And I will see you tomorrow.